Let's follow the sun. I've got a feeling you're the one. Let's follow.
Only 9,842 to go.
I've got a feeling you're the one. Let's follow the sun. I will follow you, your heart and soul. Take my hand. I've got a feeling.
Isn't that just
Let's
satisfying?
follow the sun.
That's so cool. There we go, panel removed. And now what's behind it is this insulation here, which we are going to pull and get rid of. As you can see, we've already pulled them from here. Now that insulation goes all the way down to the bottom of the wall into this cap here. And we are not removing that. We're keeping that in here. It's part of the structure of the bus. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut the insulation off at the top of that, because it'll be difficult to get spray foam insulation down in there. We will have some strapping on the outside of this, so there'll be 1.5 inches of insulation, spray foam insulation on this side, but there'll be the fiberglass batted insulation on that side. Just the most simple way to do it. We could cut some rigid foam board and put that in there. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to pull all of the insulation off the wall. We're going to have to be a little bit careful when we weld our hat channel extensions in. Make sure that we don't, catch the insulation on fire. Okay, well, I'm working on this back corner piece, which is only about 3 feet long, but it has a ton of those larger rivets in it. I've already popped most of the little guys, but if you look here, so it's got the seam, like all the other seams are all big, but then where it connects here to this engine bay cap, these are all big ones. I've already got those ones down to this rib, so I've got those and these, and then the rest of these ones. I've been trying a couple of different tactics on these ones. I have used a combination of the drill and the air hammer, and that seems to work pretty good. Basically, I drill them out, and then if they don't drill out all the way, then I can use the air hammer to get them the rest of the way there. It's slow and it's tedious, but I think the best way is to just drill them out, and if they don't drill all the way, knock them with the air hammer a bit, give them the old 1-2, you know. And that seems to be going pretty well. Just trying to take my time with it, take breaks, put my headphones on, listen to music and protect my ears. Yeah, Mike Love's new album just released, Leaders. It's pretty sweet. Bigger drill bit, a little easier than the 1/4 inch, but still pretty rough. These guys just suck. These bigger, more structural rivets. So I've got enough of them to do that I might as well experiment and try a few different things. And this is the next option here, is this grinding wheel on the angle grinder. So let's get after it. Well, that was at least marginally better. Easier to control. Just grind the whole thing off. But I need to get some glasses before my wife watches this. She's on a camping trip with some friends this weekend. But I need to get some glasses before she watches this later and hits me. She's so abusive. She just wants me to protect myself, and I'm like, just like metal shavings in my eyeballs. My wife also gets on me about not wearing gloves doing this light metalworking, and I keep telling her that my hands have evolved over generations to become stronger than cowhide, yet more flexible. So, you know, wearing gloves just hampers my style.
Let's follow the sun. I've
Gonzo.
got a feeling you're the one. Let's follow the sun. I've got a feeling you're the one. Let's follow the sun. I've got a feeling you're the one. Let's follow the sun.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. I have one more rivet on this panel behind me. And it's one of the large ones that have been more difficult. And it's in a little bit of a precarious spot, or difficult spot, I guess, to get to. Right there in that corner. So I can't get the angle grinder in there the way that I've been doing the rest of these. And so I had a suggestion on TikTok yesterday to use the air hammer with a sharp chisel and just shear them off. And I had been doing that, but it hadn't been working. But then I got thinking maybe my chisel wasn't sharp enough, so I went ahead and got my chisel nice and sharp, and we're gonna give it a shot on this one. See, these guys are just so strong. I'm gonna try and drill. Well, yeah, it's not gonna drill because it's all lopsided in the hole.
2 hours later.
There it goes, finally. It might just be my tools or my situation or my whatever, but I mean, I'm glad that I experimented around and figured it out. For me, I've got 3 bands of rivets on the roof that are those larger ones as well. And so I'm curious if they are going to be as stubborn as these. Maybe they'll air hammer off, I don't know. Kind of sad that was my last one. That was really fun, ripping those panels off like pulling Velcro. But alas, no more panels. Posted a TikTok about eye protection, and one of the comments on there, a couple of them actually, said that the squint is actually still OSHA approved. The old overhead grinding, important. It's like macrodermabrasion. You've heard of microdermabrasion, right? This is macro. A little agrodermation. Okay, so I'm cranking away at this rivet seam here on the ceiling. I have tried grinding them off. Works just the same as it did on the walls. Tried drilling them out. The first one drilled out fantastically, and I don't know if it was because, you know, I was thinking maybe it's because it's coated or something. Second one drilled out great, and then it got my hopes up because the next 5 that I drilled out after that, they would go just a little bit and then start spinning or take forever and wouldn't, you know, it just wasn't going really well. So I ended up having to grind them off anyway. That was like, well, okay, now I'm having to do 2 processes to get rid of 1 rivet, right? So I don't like that, so I just kept grinding them. And then I know that some of y'all have been telling me on TikTok and whatnot to use the air hammer to make sure that I have a nice sharp chisel and just buzz them off. Well, that wasn't working either, but the air compressor that I have is smaller. It's a more of a job site air compressor. Doesn't really work for running air hammers effectively, right? So I got a air compressor that I picked up off Facebook Marketplace that's a larger air compressor that has a higher flow rate, higher PSI, and the whole shebang. And so I figured I'd give the air hammer a shot again today. And I've sheared off 10 or so rivets with the air hammer. And it's going decent, but it is easier. I'm not having to hold it up there and I'm not making so much of a mess. It's a little louder, but you know, what are you gonna do? Popped it off. So that one sheared right through. Some of them do that, some of them take a little bit longer, but not too bad. That was a little more stubborn. There we go. Anyway, that's working out. Front cap seam went good. Now we have one just behind the front emergency hatch in the ceiling, and then we've got one all the way back here, very back cap seam here. Yep, gonna make it happen, Captain. Going to make it happen. Alright, sorry, a little loud in here, letting the bus run. I'm trying to remove these panels next. There's one on each side, so that I can see what's behind there and make sure that my idea for changing the position of the roof raise is going to work. I am going to keep buzzing away on these rivets here so that I can remove these back panels. Alright, I think I'm done for the day. See you tomorrow. Bye. I know I literally just said I was done for the day, but I can't help myself. So curious. This is why curiosity killed the cat. It wasn't because he got into anything dangerous. He just died of exhaustion. You know what's crazy is that there's a screw gun in here, but it's all the way in the front. So my stupid pea brain thinks it'd be better just to keep going with the screwdriver. Because that makes sense, everybody. Alright, there goes that. Trim removed. Okay, pulling apart all of this stuff, answered a lot of questions and created some new ones. I can extend these hat channels, which is great, but do I cut this at the bottom here and raise from underneath these back windows, which all of these windows are going away, by the way, or do I raise above it? Very large part of me is saying above. So I'm just brainstorming. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm gonna let my brain do its thing for a little bit. I'm gonna go take a shower because I stink and I'm sweating. Ideas are flowing. You need not worry your minds of these complex issues. Mostly because it's not your bus and you're not gonna have to live with it. Alrighty, we are making some progress here on the bus today. Got the whole back cap removed, the ceiling and this back top panel. I'm currently working on this right panel. It's proving a little bit difficult. There's a bend in the metal and then a kind of a skinny space that all those rivets are in, but I've got about 15 more rivets on that, and then that side panel is out. I went ahead and we removed the ductwork shroud on the intake, and I duct taped up the 8-inch inlet pipe for the air intake of the engine. Just there was so much dust trying to come down. Ladies and gentlemen, we just took out the last interior metal skin piece that had to be removed, and I'm stoked. It gives us a really good visual and idea of what's behind all of it, so that we can really work out how this raise is going to go. Thanks so much for watching today's video, everybody. We are going to be documenting the entire tear down and build up of the Bluebell bus right here on our YouTube channel, Rolling with the Morgans, along with posting regularly on TikTok and Instagram at Rolling with the Morgans, where we can keep you even more up to date with what we're doing. Next week, we're going to be tearing out windows, window sills, prepping for roof raise, getting rid of some rub rails, old doors, all kinds of stuff. getting ready to raise the roof. So we can't wait. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when new videos come out, like that roof raise coming up in just a few short weeks. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care.